There's a
square. It's hip to be square. Down,
All right. Good morning, party people. What's happening? 2brospodcast, episode 9. 9. Wow, 9 episodes in. We started a couple of months ago, right? 1 month ago, maybe a month ago. 2 months ago. We started September. Started in September. Good morning, everyone. Hey, hello. As you can see, we have some new lighting here.
Spot.
Every day, the studio gets advanced and moves on you. So,
That's right.
So how was your week?
My week was there's a bunch of there's a lot of shit happened this week.
Yeah.
So a lot of like, we had that knucklehead in
the park?
in New York.
Yep.
That did his crazy shit.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
But the week ended, at least for us, nice. We went out with family and hung out a little bit. You went and did your little shakedown at the wedding.
Had a wedding yesterday, which was fun. Interesting, it was a day wedding, like noon. So it started at noon, which was really weird. And these catering halls are like casinos, right? It's all dark inside and everything. We're partying, and it felt like it was like really late. And we look at the clock, it was like, it's 3 o'clock.
So the ceremony was at the catering hall also?
The ceremony was at the catering hall. It was at the Sandcastle here in Franklin. A really nice place, and I've drove past that place 100 times and never even been inside.
Okay.
And my wife says we've been there for an event. I don't remember a lot of things, but it was really nice.
Yeah.
And the weather cooperated with them. They had a nice outdoor ceremony.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, they blow bubbles instead of throwing rice, which is...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they have like these...
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, they have these little cool little things that you just give to everyone, and
these little vials.
Yeah,
looks like a DNA swab.
Yeah, it looks like a Q-tip in a cotton ball. It's like, whew.
Yeah,
and it's like, yay! And it was on film, on video, it had the same effect, like things flying, bubbles. Who thought of that?
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it was pretty cute.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It is kind of nice. The last time I saw that, it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
At a ceremony I went to, but the photographers were upset because apparently the bubbles kept getting in their lens.
In the shot.
And hitting their lens.
Oh, well, that could be pretty goofy, right?
So they said, don't blow any bubbles. And me and my father-in-law, who were feeling a little bit mischievous, kept saying, "What do you say? More bubbles? More bubbles? He means more bubbles.
He wants more bubbles."
And he was going, no bubbles, more bubbles. He says more.
I can see where that could be annoying for someone, but overall it was nice. My buddy, got married. Unfortunately, there is an unfortunately.
It just got married.
Yeah, well, no, it has absolutely nothing to do with them, and I'll leave people harmless here. They seated us at, the weddings are weird because where do you put people, right? Where do you sit them? Where does everyone go? And I'm sure when we did our wedding, we sat up all night like, he doesn't like that one, oh, this and that. And it's not that nobody didn't get along with each other, but he sat us at a table with some of his co-workers.
Okay.
And unfortunately, those co-workers obviously aren't from people we know, like, you know what I'm saying? So you have this moment of small talk, of... what do you do? Right. Communal. Yeah. How are you? What do you do? Whatever, etc. However, the wife somehow.
Your wife.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. The wife of the other couple, and they were older. It was an older gentleman who we had worked with for years and years. I don't even remember their name, so it's not like I withhold the name. I just don't remember. Oh, it sounds so much better when you face it. You lean in a little bit. Yeah, let's lean in a little bit. Oh yeah. Sounds like James Earl Jones. Yeah. So the weird part of all of everything was she just kept making like references apologetically to everything. Like, you know, she was sorry
apologizing for everything.
For everything. Like, you know, sorry for you know, it's sad that, you know, people, they can't afford things and this, and I'm like, what? Wait, okay. And then she goes off to talk about where you're from. Or I said, look, we're in the neighborhood. We're a couple of towns over, so we're easy for us. You know, we're 2 exits down. And then she goes and said, well, we live in Syosset or whatever. Hicksville.
Okay.
And studio shit.
Oh, they're trying to get us.
They're trying to sabotage our studio. But that's okay. That's okay. We know who we are.
Right, we know where we are.
We know who we are. We know who we are. We know what we tried to do. And she constantly kept calling her town Little India. That's fucked up, dude. She was like, well, we live in Hicksville, Little India. And obviously we don't know what she means because we don't live in Hicksville.
Right.
And so my wife kept kind of like, okay, right, I see where you're going with this, like, chill, you know. Like, how do you know we're not Indian? Like, I don't know. What are you just... you're looking at us. We could be Indian ourselves.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So, my father's from India.
Yeah, something.
My father's from India. Do you mean East Indian? Or do you mean...
Right.
Like, ask her to clarify. Like, what are you talking about?
I wasn't in the fuck with her mood. Like, and normally I'm pretty funny. Like, you know, we have practical jokers. I wasn't in that mood because my wife doesn't like jokes. Like, she doesn't like... She gets, you know, extremely embarrassed from just... you know, my shenanigans or whatever. So I could be at a restaurant and you know we've done some crazy stuff for gag and she just can't do it. Like she just you're embarrassing me, like whatever. So I kind of left it alone. Was kind of chilled out, and I was just like, you know what? It's not even worth just talking to her because she'll just make you mad. Like this lady was just. And so then she just kind of backpedaled the whole way, like apologizing. Oh, well, I mean, you know, like not the bad Indians, like cowboy and Indian, but like, what, shut the fuck up.
That's right.
Just shut up. Stop now.
The hole's bigger.
Stop now. She was digging herself into a real hole. And we were like, okay, this is getting weird. We're going to close down this conversation here.
That's right. Look at that buffet.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the buffet. It wasn't a buffet, but I mean, what do you call the end service? The
end?
Viennese?
The Venetian hour.
Venetian hour.
When you, like, bring out the chocolates and the thing. Yeah, usually weddings go all out at that time.
Oh, man. I was so bad yesterday.
Did they have a chocolate fountain? They
had a chocolate fountain. I didn't do it. I didn't use the chocolate. I'm not a big chocolate fan. But they brought these... I don't even know what they were. They were like these column pillars of, you know, kind of like these Greek pillars with tables in the middle, and they just kept coming. They just kept running around like push cars, and they just kept running. And we were like, oh, and they had sparkles and glitter and all kinds of stuff flying all over. They had apple pie alamo, you know, hot apple pie with ice cream. That I stayed in that. And Zeppelis. Ooh, Italian nice, puffy, light, airy Zeppelis. They were so good, and the powdered sugar. I was like, this is all bad, but it's so good. It was they were warm. They were just.
That's just ruins
they really did it right. I was super impressed. I mean, just the showman of it all. It was one of those moments. Well, Am I talking more than?
Well, you're saying stuff.
I'm saying stuff, yeah.
Right, so
yeah, I'm talking, yeah. But I was so impressed at the rollout, right? It just kept rolling, it just kept coming. They just kept rolling this stuff out. And I was like, wow. But interesting enough,
I've never seen pie a la mode at a wedding. I would love to. I'm a sucker for apple pie.
Oh man, I don't like it in a box. Like I don't really
bring up an Entenmann's apple pie.
Yeah, unless you warm it up. Like if you did it and you bought it in a box, okay, great, and you put it in the oven and you did a little something, maybe sprinkle a little something on it, make it a little more funky or whatever. But man, this thing was just it was just so good. The right ratio, warm apple pie and thing. But one of the most, I guess, retroly looking backwards, and I say looking at it from outside looking in, this modern day weddings in today's I got married 4 years ago.
Okay.
So, and have been to several weddings,
Right.
yours included, 3
Right.
years ago, and whatever, 4?
5.
5. What?
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Damn. We just talked about it last show.
We know you were there.
I know, but it's interesting how the whole phone flick is like, no, watch the real wedding.
Yeah.
Like, watch them dance, have their first dance. Let it happen.
Right.
Everyone was just so phone crazy, and I was like, I even stopped myself from doing it. I was like, look, it's their moment, not mine.
Right.
I don't need to capture it for them. They hired a photographer,
Right.
And I think it's just we're just so over.
We're so oversaturated with like being able to capture something to see. See, look, this is
what I saw.
This is what I saw, and
Right.
this is what. And we're not relying on, like we're not allowing that moment to happen and to capture that moment and allow our memory to sort of
Right.
like paint that for us.
Right. So when you go back to tell the story,
Right.
the only thing you're gonna do is say, "Oh, check out the film. Look at the film. I got
Right.
it. I got it on
Right.
film. Why
Right.
don't you check it out?"
It's proof.
Here's proof. And the moment itself was so precious. I mean, it's a wedding. It's a marriage. And I just thought it required to just be. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
let them then tell the story again in their, like how you did with the wedding book and stuff like that. And the fact that so many, there was one scene that, when the first dance, and I get it, you were there, but it was like, I'm sitting at the table, me and my wife were at the table, the dance floor is in front, and all you saw was the back of everyone's phones.
Right.
And I really looked back and was like, damn, we're just fucked up.
Well, yeah, and then when it ultimately gets captured by the photographer,
right.
and when you see other people in the back, all you're gonna see
No, he sees
is
phones.
people's phones.
Yeah, that's what I'm
People's
saying.
phones,
Like
and
you
get a
don't
flash here and get a, so that's
right.
Yeah,
That's what
it sort of. In many ways, it kind of like cheapens it. It kind of
it does, man. It really takes back the moment of like what really is happening there, and I really think I just think people need a self-discipline of it in themselves, like to just really be like, yo, you know what? I don't need to film it. I'm gonna take one picture because I thought it was cool when they came out, whatever.
Right.
But I think
Now, how many times do we do that because we think, hey, just in case some weird shit happens, I'll have it captured. Like, how many people are trying to capture this or trying to say, well, if she falls down the goddamn steps, I'll have it.
That's weird. It's weird.
And then you hear people say, because you see some of these videos, you check out some of these videos and something's
you would just
going on.
You would just happen to be taping,
and you hear somebody say, "Did you get that? Did you get that?
Yeah.
You get that on? Oh yeah, you got it." Like
it's really weird though. It just really changes the balance of. It changes the balance of the moment because you're right. I didn't even think of that. What you just said is that if I look at the photographer's photos, everyone's holding their phone. So I don't even see your face. If I wanted to capture you in the background, your emotion, your smile, maybe you were like in the moment and observing it.
Yeah.
I don't even see that anymore. I see the back of your phone, which is kind of weird.
I wonder how that makes the person who's the subject feel when they look out and they don't necessarily see people.
Right. They see phones.
They see phones and instruments. And so
interesting.
There is I don't know, I think you kind of like lose something in this
I think you do.
Remember the old thing, like you can't take a picture of Dracula because he has no soul.
Yeah.
Like or some cultures actually believe that if you take a photo of somebody, you're actually you're robbing their soul.
Yes.
And so maybe there is this notion we have that that moment you have between somebody is sort of like exchanging those vulnerable moments in which you're sort of vulnerable because you're exposing yourself to this beautiful
I think
moment.
so.
And then you as the viewer are exposing yourself because you're allowing yourself to be affected by this beautiful moment, and there is this exchange that happens.
It's weird.
Right. And
it's just so
we
weird.
Want to block this. We got to put up the phone. It's like, oh, yes. So I got it.
It's just so weird. I mean, it's just...
I took the picture. I got it.
Right.
I got it. I'll send you the pictures. I'll send them to you. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I was there.
Well, and they had a wonderful photo booth. They had a fantastic photo booth, which was all the rave. I mean, the photo booths are really fun.
We had a wedding we went to. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was a photo booth.
Yeah,
And it was kind of
big inflatable.
Cool.
You get in there, you push the button, you do a
do these things. They
couple
had
of
these
poses.
Little, you could put on a
Trinkets.
hat and
Yeah.
shit. And
Yeah. That's fun. Me and my wife took a few of those. A couple of slate chalkboards and stuff. And interestingly enough, they had it set up where you could just beep and zap it to yourself, and then you immediately get it in a text, which was pretty cool.
One person whose wedding I went to had something kind of interesting set up. They had a phone there, just to take like selfies and stuff like that in a certain corner, kind of like a photo booth.
Yeah,
but they also in that corner they said, hey, this is the hashtag for the thing on Instagram or whatever. So in order, it kind of like discourage people from, don't just go ahead and take your own photos. Take a photo and this photo will be tagged so and so. So let's see everybody's photos that they take, and it kind of like discouraged people from like taking their own photos. They said, oh, let's do this over here in this corner, and tag it over there. So
because a lot,
an idea.
It is, but a lot of events do that. Like a lot of events have this if you take a picture, post it, put the hashtag here, and
but they had their own phone. The phone, there was a phone there that did nothing else but was going to submit. It was
for that purpose.
Be used for that purpose.
I can see. I can see with it. I mean, that's no different than we have an iPad set up and we just sit there and press it. I went to a beer tasting that had that.
Oh, really?
Right in Times Square. In front of Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
In fact, I have the sunglasses somewhere around here. They gave some free sunglasses, and I'm going to show them one day. The glasses have on the ear. It has a bottle opener on it.
Does it really?
Fucking cool. Yeah. Can't remember the name of the beer, but I remember it was some.
Oh, it has a bottle.
Yeah, it was like a root beer.
Okay.
Like a root beer. Weird.
Not Your Dad's Root Beer? There's a brand of root beer called Not Your Dad's Root Beer.
No, that wasn't. But it was something like that. It was really root beery, and they were dropping ice cream in it.
Oh, okay.
But it's beer. It had liquor in it. It had alcohol.
Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was interesting. And then they had wings and all this stuff. But they had a little selfie bot thing you take your pictures with, and had you drinking the beer, and they were like. So somehow they sent these to the corporation. It was like, look at all these people enjoying our beer. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so people just use it to market themselves. But, the photography thing, interestingly, is that when you go look at people like Google and Google Photos, you can't help but wonder. Okay, here's the conspiracy side of me. You can't help but wonder. Look what they've done. Is Google Photos is unlimited photos and video.
Right.
So what's the biggest problem that everyone has on their cell phone? Not enough space. Not enough space. I don't have enough space. Right. So all of a sudden Google said, great, give us your photos. Put them all in our database, and you can have unlimited to them, and you can access them whenever you want. And we just shrink them down a little bit to keep the format going. Now, obviously, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to hide. But you accumulate all of that data, okay? And you have to have a supercomputer, obviously a microprocessor, and everything's geotagged. Everything. That's one of the rules. You have to have the tag on. You have to say where it's from. You have to geotag it.
No.
Yes, you do.
Do you? Okay.
You have to have your location on.
To take a photo?
Yes. For them to upload into.
To upload it into the cloud.
Into Google Photos.
Into Google Photos. Okay.
So it's tagging them, and I can't help but think that they could 3D.
Triangulate?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think you could take enough photos of enough things, and what's the Denzel movie they had? Deja Vu.
Okay.
You remember that movie?
I do. It was a shitty movie.
No, it wasn't.
Deja Vu was a shitty movie.
No, it was not.
It is on the bottom spectrum of the Denzel Washington.
Because you're thinking of it as a Denzel movie.
That was a shitty movie. Deja Vu?
How? Come on. Technologically, why? Because Eric Roberts. Everybody think Eric Roberts is the B actor king, and anything with Eric Roberts is automatic B.
No.
Come on, man. That movie was
because he was in Dark Knight, so he wasn't. That wasn't.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. That wasn't. No. Deja Vu is a shitty.
Come on, why?
It was a shitty movie.
Yeah, but what made it shitty? The acting? What do you think?
There was nothing about that movie that was redeeming for me.
Paula Patton.
I left. That's another thing. I thought she was horrible.
Yeah, she's
as well.
But she's not a good actress. I mean, she's She's not a great actor. I don't.
This is like he got handed that. Looked at his calendar. Said, "Well, I'm really not going to turn down this $20 million.
Yeah, I can film this in a couple of days.
Yeah, this is what do you got me? 3 weeks, 6 weeks. All right, fuck it.
But I do hear that actors, it's all about schedule. Like, when you principal an actor and you make him an offer, it's the time that you have to hold that timeline, and that's where the breach of contract could be. Right. And there's been a lot of actors I've heard that have cashed checks that never filmed because the producers can't keep the time.
Right.
That's weird.
Right. Yeah. As soon as you put your name on something, then you owe that. You owe that. Especially an A-lister like Denzel Washington. You don't come to Denzel Washington unless you got $20 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
No. It's. I
mean, you're at the behest of his schedule. He does things like he never. I don't think he ever shoots on a Sunday.
Really?
He'll never shoot on a Sunday. Like he says,
he's got writer rules like that, huh?
Yeah.
That's. I mean, yeah. I guess if you're an A-lister like that, you could demand that.
You could say whatever you want.
I'm kind of on the Denzel. We'll shoot your scenes first and etc. And don't there's a lot to be said about that. A principal actor or whatever. So
and you need a good director. You need a good producer.
Yeah.
You understand scheduling and stuff like that. This is when you can shoot. This is when you shouldn't shoot.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Yeah, you do need that. I mean, you definitely need production assistance because there's so many things that could go right and wrong, and timing. But I've been on some shoots. Ali, my cousin, and DL and these guys, and they just shoot hours for 2-second footage, 5 second of film, with these guys, and I'm like, huh? That's the shot you wanted? I mean, that's all that for that? I just really. It's painstaking. I mean, it's painstaking. I guess if you want it done right, you got to get it right. You know what I'm saying? You want to get it right.
The amount of work that goes into especially if it's going to be a high price production, it's a tremendous amount of work.
Well, I mean, I haven't had the pleasure of being on a high value movie set.
Well, but just take that experience that you had and now ramp it up.
Yeah. And craft service is a big thing.
Craft service is.
So it being in Manhattan, right? I constantly walk up on a set anywhere. Like they was filming Power the other day, and it was all about being where you belong. And I just walked over and they had wings out. They had everything, and I didn't have my phone out. That's one thing. If you have your phone out, they're like, "Hey, it's an automatic giveaway. Get out of here, buddy. What are you doing? You filming this here? You filming us film? No." So I just walked over. Hey, what's going on? You seen Fred? The guy was like, "Fred who?" Fred from, with the thing on his head with the, I don't know, Fred. Guy walked over to the other side of his wings, blue cheese and wings.
Nice.
I was sitting there just watching. No, I didn't see anything. I didn't see any fucking action. No, there was nothing filming. I don't think nothing was happening. It was just shitload of craft service all over.
I've seen because I work on the east side. And you see all the trucks set up and everything. You see everything set up. I've never seen anything done. Right. But I've always all the time. You see everything set up there. People's trailers and like you said, craft services, and you see production trucks and tents and stuff like that. But I've never actually seen anything shooting. The only time I saw I forget this guy's name. He does those he's the mayhem guy on that insurance commercial. What is it, for State Farm or whatever? Like the guy that's always wrecking shit.
Oh yeah.
Him. He used to do a cop show.
No, he was on Oz. He was on Oz.
But then he was
the Irish kid in Oz that used to always get fucked up.
Yeah, but I saw him and he was just hanging out thing, and I'm heading to work. And I said, they paying you for this time? He goes,
of course. I did see I Am Legend being filmed.
Okay, that was a good
remember that movie?
That was a good movie.
Okay, yeah.
That was a good movie.
It was.
Oh, you didn't like it? Wait a minute. You're gonna tell me you like Deja Vu, but you didn't like I Am Legend?
No, I did like. I was just agreeing with you, saying okay. I did like I Am Legend. I thought it was prophetic, and I thought it was, it had a lot, it was good. I thought it was good. I mean, I really thought it was good. There was a lot of things I don't know. I don't even know what I'm not questioning it. I'm not.
Okay.
I really thought I just wasn't excited about it.
You just made it like a little, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good move, and you go.
I guess I wanted more.
Okay.
I don't know. I wanted more out of that movie. I really wanted more out of it because there was obviously the plague and this zombie thing and
Right.
which I always think of all the time is that's possible, very possible. The way that they put it was very scary in this kind of zombie Night of the Living Dead type of thing, which is biomedical.
Right.
And that scares the shit out of me.
Right. And attempting to create a cure.
That scares the holy shit out of me because I think that these people are tinkering those things now. Like when you go look at what's his name, it's Tom DeLonge and these guys, the Blink-182 guy or whatever.
Oh,
whatever it is. This guy's nuts.
He's a nut.
He's nuts. Certified nut, dude.
He's kind of.
I get it, and there's another. I'm so bad with remembering names of. There's another scientist who kind of backs up
what he says.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But he does break down how he feels government infiltrates people like him and people that make claims and then all of a sudden, wind up missing or they have some kind of weird thing happen to them. And he said something very interesting. He said the only way the government can do this to anyone is that the person has to be an egotistical maniac. The person has to have a huge ego.
Okay.
Enough for him to say, hey man, he said they usually you wind up speaking something, right? Mm-hmm. He said this is the number one sign of telling you you're about to get jacked by FBI or CIA or whatever else. And he says the minute you get that call or someone saying, hey man, what's going on? You're pretty smart, man. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like and he's all into like the Roswell stuff and he's talking about he's got all these precious metals and stuff that he bought. Spent thousands of dollars on. But he said that the only way that the FBI or these secret groups or whatever, he said they're just all contractors. Like no one ever leaves the CIA or FBI.
Right.
They just become contractors. They're just not on direct payroll. They become 1099s. And then, hey, this guy was good at this. Let's get him to call up this and let him dig through these files or whatever. It's like the biggest gang ever. You can't leave. You can't get out. Blood in, blood out. But what he's saying is that once you have this egotistical smart guy complex, he said all of them had it. Einstein, Newton, they all had this. I'm so smart that no one understands me. You have to have that. So when somebody says, "Hey man, I get you. Like you're really cool, man. You really know what's going on. Did you ever think about this? Hey, I know some guys that have some money that have this. You should call. You should call. You should call." All of a sudden, when somebody starts pawning you off to go to other people, and they have possibly the void, they find the void you're looking for, the hole, and they fill it with the hope and promise. But I know somebody that could help you. You should call Bill. You should call Jerry. You should call. That's how they hook you. They get you in that moment. But you have to have some sort of an ego that you're the smartest guy. You know all of this. You've researched it. You've done all the stuff, and you know more things than other people.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, nothing that we would consider advancement happened from somebody who was just like some regular humble dude.
Well, you mean in our lifetime, or
I mean nothing ever. I mean, Henry Ford was not just a run of the mill nice guy. What drove him to do the things, and what drove all of these people to make the discoveries that they made and make the progress that they made, it's kind of also the same thing that kind of makes them a little
crazy,
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to Elon Musk, Elon Musk is an absolute genius.
Yeah.
Absolute genius, and now he's absolutely figured out the way to actually fund the things that he's doing.
Right.
But he's also a little, like, I wouldn't, at some point, it's gonna wear out to the point where we say, okay, a couple events could happen psychologically that could turn him to a point of going, oh, okay, you're kind of like,
but I
maybe
think
he wouldn't talk to you anymore.
Right. I think now with this, platforms, of guys actually even telling their grandiose plan of what they're doing defeats the purpose of doing it. Like, you can't, like,
that's true.
Like, George Lucas didn't tell people he was gonna make a Star Wars saga. He was gonna have this world that evolved into, Stan Lee didn't profess it and make it come true.
Well, but as they're doing it, do they envision that? I mean, could Stan Lee envision what he has created now? Could George Lucas envision what he has created now? I mean, that might have been their intention, but the initial steps could be just, hey, I got this idea and how to translate this notion I have about something into a movie or into a story.
I mean, it's the forest through the trees kind of thing. It's like you don't see yourself getting fat in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know that every cheeseburger you ate added a little bit to whatever bottom line. And I think most of these guys that are just platforming it, bringing it to the table, defeat the purpose of doing it. Like, it's more saying than doing. That's just an opinion. Because now it doesn't really happen, and then you say, well, because I talked about it, people didn't respond to it or whatever else. Again, like last night, the Earth is still here, guys. It didn't black out. Oh. We were supposed to have this huge EMP go off on a Secretary of Defense website. Even had it, or NASA had some sort of a testing when the clocks go back that they would shut down some computer or whatever.
Now, you know what's going to happen?
Right.
There's going to be a small group of people,
right,
who, at a certain time, they wanted to move their TV from one room to the other, and so when they plugged it in, all the power in the house went out, and they will use that event to validate this ridiculous notion that we had, that we're going to go back to the Stone Age and overnight.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think just overall, I mean, viral consciousness is becoming exactly that. It's becoming viral. It's becoming where everyone's opinion, everyone's platform is so perpetuated that, again, we talked last episode that, or maybe 2 episodes back, is that, naivete, people that just can't distinguish between real and fact, have a hard time disassociating. Like, they don't know the difference. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and I'm a victim. Someone posted on my Facebook page, "Oh man, just had the Big Mick. It's incredible. Gotta hit up this place or whatever, McDowell's, right?" Now, huge fan of the movie. Watched it just last week, in fact, Coming to America. I fucking went on Yelp, and I was like, no, did they really put a McDowell's? It says, it's on Yelp, it's on Facebook as a business, and someone was like, oh man, can't wait to get there. Somebody on my feed, I think it was Janine or somebody, what? Dude, and I was like, I pulled over. I was like, wait, hold. I was getting ready to pull off, and I was like, and I saw a notification come up. I said, all right, let me check this one before I pulled off. And I was like, oh, shit. What? McDowell's?
I saw the same thing.
Yeah.
I saw the same thing. Somebody posted that about McDowell's. Now, the way that was... Now, I looked at it, and I think I commented, like, oh, shit, or something like that.
No, I tried to look. I was like, wait. And I just so happened to be going to Malloy to pick up Niche. And I was like, hold on, we're going to drop by. We're going to see if it's there. Dude, so this is where reality is being augmented and manipulated, and people are just having fun with it. They think they're having fun with it. But you're actually changing rhythm. You're changing people's path. Like, I went a different way. I was going to go one way, and I went a different way. So that's strong, man. That's strong. I don't think people know how much power that is.
Well, but I also...
But my naivete...
Well, yes.
Gave it power. I gave it.
You allowed yourself to succumb to that. Now, I think what it was, and I could be wrong, I think it was a pop-up in California. I think there was an actual, like, somebody actually set up, like, a pop-up. Like, one of those things they do, like, overnight, like for a 4-hour period, they set up this store. Like, they did the same thing with Los Pollos Hermanos, the
Spanish?
chicken place from Breaking Bad.
No,
I
never watched Breaking Bad.
Fuck is what?
I never watched it. I watched the fan made movie. There was a movie. I saw a movie, a Breaking Bad movie. That was it.
All right. So, there is a one of the guys in there. He runs a fast food chicken joint called Los Pollos Hermanos.
Okay, I saw this in the movie. Yes.
And what they did was when
was it the Spanish guy from Sal's Pizza?
From who? Yes.
That guy.
Yeah.
From
Giancarlo Esposito.
Is it him?
Esposito. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Who was actually there at the pop up.
Oh, okay.
At the pop up.
Yeah.
And so
How come rubbers on the wall? Go ahead.
He was actually there at the pop up, and they did it as part of a promotion when the spin-off started.
Okay.
Better Call Saul.
All right.
So it was a pop up. It lasted there for like 4 hours or something like that. They actually like served like they had like some, like I don't know, they had like 100 pieces of chicken, and you could come in there, you could buy something, but then once that was done, the place shut down, and then it's over. But yes, it will still show up on, like, if you look it up, it'll still
Where or Yelp or something
it'll
like
still show up on like Yelp or
As a
something
business.
like that as a business.
Wow.
And you can actually go there. And I actually got fooled. And I'm saying, oh, this place is legit. It still exists. And I went in the area, and you saw the space where it was, but it's nothing there.
See that? I you know what? I'm really afraid of that because the manipulation is so. Well, again, I think we just explained the root of it is like you allow it. If you allow it, most people will say, not me. I'm smarter than that. I don't know. I'll never go.
Well, we can all be fooled.
Yes.
We can all be fooled and tricked and manipulated. It depends on what you're willing to give up. Now, if you're going to,
I think it sounds better. So.
if you're gonna invite, oh, it does. What'd you do?
I just twisted it. I think that the way the projection is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more frontal than backwards.
All right.
I mean, you sound better, and now
Well,
I sound echoey.
That's probably why I probably turned it away. All right. Well, we'll increase the budget. We'll get another mic. That's.
No, I think I have to bring the mic up this way, so we're not.
All right.
We'll try something new next week.
No, but still, it's like if it depends on what you're willing to give up to it. So it didn't cost you anything to like drive a little bit out of your way to check this thing out,
Right.
and then come to the realization, oh wait a minute, this isn't legit. It didn't cost me anything to look something up to see. Oh man, I should go and check this thing out, and then you find out that it's not what it is, and then you sort of like you've learned something. So now hopefully your horizons are expanded a little bit, but it depends on what you're willing to give up. So now if you like. Now, if you had this crush on this woman for a long time, and you say, hey, she finally decides to go out with me, let's meet at McDowell's. I set up a date so we can meet at McDowell's to a place that doesn't exist. Now you've, like, shattered your world because you didn't.
Yeah, but you.
So your loss is greater.
Yeah, but you would have a bigger loss. But I I'm not a fan of. Like, hey, heard about this place, unless someone firsthand, like if you told me, yo, go check out this place, it's on so-and-so.
Right.
I was there. I'm not a fan of popping up to places that, only digitally heard of, unless somebody says it. I mean, I'm okay to drive by it and then go, it is here, or whatever. So this attempt to drive by McDowell's was... I was like gonna say, "Oh shit!"
Now ask yourself, if there was a McDonald's there, would you go in?
I would have went nuts. I would have went nuts. First of all, the person posted the sandwich.
Our bun, no seeds.
No, and he had a hero. Did you see this thing?
I saw something. It probably wasn't the same thing.
I was fooled by this thing. I think I want to pull it up. They had.
You share the screen.
I know. I could. Actually, I need my other thing to flash it there. But yeah, they really got me on that thing, man. They got me on that. And I was literally like, wait, what? Is there a McDowell's here? And they had this. They had a hero, which had like two the two beef patties side by side with sauerkraut, and it was a great fucking looking sandwich, man.
Sauerkraut,
dude, like a Reuben sandwich.
Okay,
Reuben's kind of this thing was fooling me, man. I think I could pull it off.
Did you see at the end of October there was they did a pop up of In-N-Out Burger in Manhattan.
Really?
There's always been this talk about In-N-Out Burger coming to Manhattan.
I've heard that, but I you know what? We have so many burger joints here. Like, I don't think there's people taking pictures in front of this McDonald's. Like,
yeah, I think it was a pop up in California.
I'm just weird. I'm weirded out by this thing. And look at these guys sitting there like, oh, look at us. We were here.
Yeah.
McDonald's, open lately. There are people screaming, and I mean.
Now you got to have somebody there with a jerry curl, and you got to have Eddie Murphy sweeping the floor.
Yeah, but they're wearing
the outfit.
They're wearing the same plaid outfit that they wore in the movie, Home of the Big Mick. This is allegedly some. I mean, if anybody out there knows if this is real, if you have one, man, please tell us. We're gonna investigate the McDowell's.
No, there's no McDowell's.
You don't think so?
No.
Why? Why would you do this? Why go through this exercise?
But you're right. We do have a ton of great burger joints.
Sorry, I'm just fucking around with this.
No, it's okay. Whatever sounds better. I can lean in a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more into.
I think we have to lean into it. Yeah.
WKTY.
WKY jelly.
No, but we got some great burger.
Oh man.
Once a month, I make the sinful expedition to go to Five Guys.
Yeah.
It's like a Five Guys 2 blocks from where I work.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first got this job, I was going there like 2-3 times a week.
Wow.
And that's
a lot.
That's horrible.
That's a lot. Yeah,
that's horrible.
That's a lot.
But I said, okay, if I exercise damn discipline, because all of a sudden my blood pressure starts junking up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you be good for 85% of the time? And then your treat could be once a month, you walk into Five Guys and do a Five Guys.
Sure.
And it's absolutely delicious. But as soon as I'm done,
I feel so bad.
I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I start feeling 10 minutes after I walk out.
Yeah.
I start, why did I do that? Oh, I'm such a fucking loser. Jesus Christ.
I had Burger King last night.
Okay. After the wedding?
Remember, it was daytime.
Oh, that's right.
So
what time did the wedding end?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we came home. We watched the Westchester Knicks basketball game.
Wow.
Niece was still at school at the game, and we had to go pick her up at 10:30. So at 10 o'clock, we were like, "All right, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry." And we couldn't figure out what it was about to spotluck it, and then wound up. I said, "You know what? I can't do any nuggets or any of those things, but I could do a flame broiled burger from Burger King.
Okay.
I can't do McDonald's. I just cannot. I just refuse to. But somehow,
what's the difference?
I don't know. I think that sizzling patty just scares the shit out of me. I haven't been in a McDonald's in 3 years.
Okay.
I even walk in it, not even for coffee, not even for ice cream, nothing.
McDonald's has good coffee.
They do.
Their coffee is excellent.
They do, but I found myself. That's where I went in there. I get an iced coffee. Let me get one of those.
Let me get some fries.
Triple burger with fries and fucking. You know what? The last time I had, I remember having some fries. I had a fry a Big Mac is so fucking sweet and saucy.
It's all like damn sugar.
And it's like, you get that taste in your mouth. And I remember eating the fries and feeling like grease on my lips, like just feeling like I taste grease, like I taste the grease, all salt, shitload of salt in it, and I was like, you know what, fuck this is it. I'm just gonna discipline myself to not go to it. And then I wound up just like New Year's, I was like, oh, perfect timing, New Year's resolution, give it up. It's easy because it has a date and time stamp, and then I wound up just doing it that way, and it worked for me, and I just never went back in there. Even it was like, hey, can you go pick me up some McDonald's? I was
like, no,
I'm sorry, I don't go in there. So it's weird.
I'll drop you off.
Yeah, you can go in. You can go in. You can have it. You could, and listen. Shout out to those that do actually work there and provide jobs for kids and whatever
you gotta
stuff.
have a job. So,
yeah, exactly. So,
wrong working there.
but
You have to eat there.
so in so yeah, we had this crazy animal do this crazy thing in New York.
It's fucking horrible.
It is super horrible on Halloween, nonetheless. And that could have went several ways wrong. Like
it could have been so much. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah,
you know.
it could have
Apparently, from what I understand, from what I read from a report, that's why this guy chose. He chose Halloween. He chose Halloween Day.
Yeah.
Because he thought that it would have more impact.
Really?
That he could actually hurt more people.
Damn.
And did you see the video of, like, somebody caught a video of him after he ran these people over when he ran out of his car?
Oh, I saw that when he's running around with
this like fake gun.
Zip
So
gun.
he was trying to get shot.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's trying to get shot and die
Yeah.
and become a martyr. And I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Because unfortunately what happens is that these people commit these horrific acts.
Yeah.
And now they lend themselves to martyrdom. So now they're a martyr for a particular cause.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so I don't want him in Guantanamo Bay. I want him to go to Manhattan District Court.
Yeah.
Get sentenced. You'll get a hold of that U.S. justice. You'll get an opportunity to defend yourself.
Yeah.
You know. But now you're at our behest, and we're going to determine what your future is going to be. You don't get to determine.
Yeah, but
what
you
your
don't think
future
somebody's
is.
going to snatch him up and say this? Once you call it terrorism, they can go in and grab the guy and.
They can, yes, but then that becomes a matter. But then that becomes an administrative thing. It becomes something between
like
the
a
Department of Justice and the
jurisdiction
FBI
versus-
and the local jurisdiction and stuff like that.
Right.
Because the state and city of New York is going to say no. He killed 8.
Yeah.
He is
New Yorkers.
whatever he is. Okay, he's a terrorist. Fine, he's a terrorist. But you know what? He's a murderer, and he murdered 8 New York residents.
Right.
So he's going to get tried in our court.
Yeah.
He's going to get a brand of our justice. I'd love to see him in Sing Sing. You should do some time in Sing Sing.
Great.
You know?
Sing Sing, you get touched.
Right. And right. So you don't get to be a martyr. You don't get to be used as like this political fodder. Oh, this is between the East and the West. No. You are a murderer. We're going to treat you like a murderer. You're going to get a chance for your fair trial. You're going to get your 3 bologna sandwiches a day and whatever. You know, but we're going to send you up, and you're going to have to spend the rest of your life as a prisoner if we don't execute you. And I'm not a believer of the death penalty.
No, I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't believe.
So if you're telling me that this dude is going to be in a state penitentiary for the rest of his life,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're right. And interesting enough, we were watching watching a podcast from the gentleman who was involved in the shooting at the movie theater here, The Godfather 3. Which,
How long? Wow, that was a while ago.
So it was 24 years, 91 it happened. As you know, my brother-in-law was involved in that. Lost a good friend, and Terrain, our friend, got shot in the eye, and Tremaine lost his life. God bless him and his family. And watching the guy who's been in jail since then talk about his recovery and, like being in jail. He admitted to the murder. He said they found his gun. It was, I don't know why he still had the weapon on him, but he was stupid. 17-year-old, he was 18, something like that, 17 or 18, and is spending, life in jail, whatever. He's gotten married since then.
Wow.
He's had a kid
Somebody
from
married
a
him.
conjugal, yes. An old friend of his that he met, as a kid, and she wound up coming back to him. So his story is funny. Now, speaking of like being pro or, since that story was so home driven for us, we looked at it and said, how dare you try to have a life? Like how dare you, my friends can't see their son have Christmas again. They can't see, but how dare you want to have a life? And so this is where that begs that question of how are you for it or against it, because it goes on both sides. It's a parallel universe. The moment of the incident is 0, and so the integers go. I just do everything in mathematics. So
I see what
0
you're saying.
degrees this way, plus this way and plus
Right.
that way. And for a lot of people who may say they were on the negative side of it, someone was on the positive side of
Right.
it. Fail to believe it or not. I mean, positive, a jail was filled, a salary was paid, a
Right.
worker who puts that guy in jail has a job. You know what I'm saying? Those
Right.
are some positives. Then you may not want to like them, but they are positives to that 0-point incident. And so you have grieving families on the other side of
Right.
it saying, man, and then you have this guy's family saying, wow, my son's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So, how dare they have grief, but that's what people, I think, don't know until they say, well, you don't know until it happens to you.
Right.
And it's hard. It's really hard.
The most difficult thing you can do, or that we can do as a society, is when you're discussing an event, is to argue the virtue of both sides of that issue.
Yeah.
That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Because, just like you said, that begs the question, does this person who
Right.
did this horrible thing, does that person deserve the opportunity
Yeah.
for redemption?
Yeah, that's a big tick.
Can you be redeemed
Yeah.
from something that is very, very that is horrible and
It's
that
final.
has negatively
final.
affected so many people's lives?
Final,
Does
like-
that person deserve an opportunity for redemption? And
Yeah, it's tough.
your Bible would say yes,
Right?
you know,
It's tough, yeah.
but it's a hard thing to reconcile, Now, and you could put yourself easily on either side of the coin and
Yeah.
have a totally different answer. So if somebody, you're a family man, you love your family. If somebody did something to your family, you're not asking any questions. You're like, yo, how deep is this hole we're gonna bury this person under, and
Right.
can I dig the
Yeah,
thing?
can I get access to
You
it
know.
every once in a while?
Right, exactly.
Punch him in.
Now you put that on the flip side.
Yeah.
If your family becomes the perpetrators of something so horrific,
Sure.
you're going to be the person that's going to say, hey, yes, they did this. Let them serve their punishment, but give them an opportunity to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
And demonstrate that they can be a positive aspect, even in their own lives.
I
if not
agree.
anybody
I
else's
agree.
lives.
That-
It's so easy to teeter back and forth on that.
That would happen on so many levels, and it does. It parallel happens on. Okay, I put you there. Yeah.
That's the way to break up that
Yeah.
deep conversation.
Yeah, that cat was a mean son of a bitch.
That was
I
a
swear
mean
that
cat.
cat was like.
Was that that was one of the Tinkers, right? We had like
I
a
don't
bunch of
remember
cats
that.
named Tinker. We had Tinker 1, we had Tinker 2.
I don't remember the names of them.
I do remember the names, and I
I
think
just remember that was like when I saw Pet Cemetery. That motherfucker was him. Church.
yes.
Yeah, because he was a mean black. We had a black cat. Everybody was like, "Oh, you guys are crazy. You have a black cat." And fucking,
That wasn't the cat. No, it was the orange cat that I threw out the window.
see, this is horrible, man.
Yeah, I threw it out the window.
It's horrible, horrible. Well,
I did not on purpose. Well, I shouldn't say not on purpose. I came.
See,
I remember this like
you say
vividly.
they land on their feet or something.
I came up into the attic because our room was the attic,
Yeah.
and the window was open. It was a hot day, so we had the window open in the attic.
Yeah.
Which was a stupid thing to do because if it's hot and humid, the last thing you want to do is have more humid air coming into the thing. We should have had a fan or something like that to do it. But for whatever reason, we had the window.
We didn't know.
Well, we were kids. So I come upstairs and I walk into the middle of the room, and the cat is like doing something to my feet. And I remember I just picked it up and tossed it with the intention of
Just
having
getting it
it
out the way?
land on my bed, which is under the window. I was a little forceful, and the thing went out the damn window.
I don't remember this. I don't remember this, but
Because we never saw we never saw the cat again after that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, if somebody threw you out the window, you say, okay, I'm not going back there. again.
would it could probably. I mean, we've had several cats run away. We've had
Right.
we've had several of those instances, but
I just admit it. Yes.
oh, loving the animal rights people chiming in now.
Oh yeah. Well, as long as as long as you're chiming in. If you're listening, hey.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like people, like pets are a huge commodity. Like they are like. I remember when we got the dog and a Maltese, and I remember going through. I said, guys, you know what? This is like a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has to be fed, he has to be taken care of, he has
Right.
to walk. But also, they don't just exist. They have medical issues. Like, these people.
Right.
I hear people having insurance plans for dogs and cats that are just as bad as personal coverage. So this fucking dog here, decides to one day go into the laundry room and snack on some decon mouse thing. So he's like, all you see is like blue in his mouth, like, and they come running out. He ain't rat poison. He ain't mouse poison. I was like, oh, fucking guy. What the fuck? So all of a sudden, I'm out mowing the lawn, and it's like, oh, get him in the car, throw him up, and all this driving like frantic, like it's a baby. You know what I'm saying? And it was, the hospital was like right, not too far, it's right around the corner of American Boulevard. And a guy goes, well, now we have to do this. We have to pump them with
charcoal.
Charcoal, yeah. How'd you know? Oh, you come from a veterinary family, friends. Your kids.
I read books.
Okay, that's good enough. Well, they shot him with charcoal. It's funny you knew that. They had all these different pills, all these different vitamins, all these other stuff, and it was like, and we have to keep him to monitor him. So that was like $600 a night. You know? And I was like, what a freaking racket. I mean, they're just going in. They were like, yo, we got to do this, we got to do that. And we was like, what if we take him? Like, what if we take him back? They was like, you can't let him leave here. He's got all this. He might do this. And I'm like, poor dog. I mean, like, so it was sad that we, thank God he was okay. You know what I'm saying? And whatever they did worked for him. But then we looked at the bill and was like, I said, wait a minute, the dog was only $400. The bill's $1,200. He's young. We only had him 4 weeks. We could get another one.
It's harder to make.
We could get another one and still come out better.
Come out ahead.
Like,
You can find another one just like him.
And
give me 2 days. Give me this weekend. You'll never know the difference.
But as you get attached, you become really attached. And while there was my daughter's dog, they're so busy with dance and school and this and that, they never have time for him. So it's a cute dog,
right?
And then, and it wasn't until like later, like we start coming home from work. The only person excited to see you is the dog.
Yeah.
Everybody comes on, how was your day? Fine. You throw your keys on the table. You okay? Yeah. What's for dinner? You go through your regular stuff. This guy is the most happiest. Hey, how's it going, man?
Exactly.
How you doing? What's up? Are we gonna go outside?
Man.
Are you gonna take me out?
Love pets, especially dogs, because they don't take you for granted.
Yeah, they just every day is like the first day with him, and he's so happy to just chill with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I've been staring out the window waiting for you to come home all this time.
Because when you left, I didn't think you'd ever come back.
Yeah, man. So I see where people get connected into the pets, and then I really, like you said, they take it for granted. Thank God they don't. Because it's why people have what do you call them? They have the name from like a legal term, so you could take them on planes with you.
Oh, like an assist dog or assist pet? Or?
Assist dog is number for blind and that, but they have another term for it.
That's something that like helps you keep you calm or something like that. Yeah.
Something
yeah.
I don't know what they call it. They call it something as I forgot what they call it. Sympathy dog or
it's something like that. You can actually do that if my wife who works at Hofstra, she does in residential life, people can actually make a claim that, hey, I have to have this cat or puppy or whatever because it helps me with my anxiety or something like that and stuff. And
better than a Xanax.
Well, shit, anything's better than a Xanax. But, So it flips it on one side or the other because, so what would you do, like 50 years ago, what would you do? You just have a panic attack and die? No, you'd probably grow from it. So
yeah, you most likely grow from it, or you have a drink. And, that's spirits have always been
Or you'd figured out what you have to do should you find yourself in that sscenario to which you are overcome with something.
Yeah,
you'd find a way to adjust.
How much anxiety do you have to and what? What do you rub it? You just God, it's gonna be okay, Jerry. How
touching it or?
I mean, listen.
Like
no doubt he brings a different type of joy in my life. When you come home, you walk him. He's so grateful. I think that's what it is. Gratitude.
It's the gratitude of it, right?
It's a
gratitude and a sense of appreciation.
Simple gratitude it's unwavered. It doesn't come with it. Well, it does cut. You have to walk them, you have to feed them, and do all that other stuff. But that's normal. That wouldn't be irregular.
Now, what would happen if because I've done this on a couple occasions, and the response I get can be mixed. Like I've said, if I'm home before my wife gets home, I'll make a conscious effort to say, you know what? When my wife gets home, I'm just gonna spend 3 minutes demonstrating how happy I am to see her, and just be overcome with seeing her, and just flood her with love and emotion for just like this 3 minute period when she gets home. I'm not gonna ignore her. I'm not gonna walk. I'm not gonna just give a quick hey, stuff like that. And you do that, and sometimes the response you get is kind of mixed. Like sometimes you get it gets back, oh, I'm so happy to see you too. Oh yeah, I had a rough day, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta run out to do this other thing. What are you doing? What's all this? What's this for? What's going on?
I could see where that would be, I could see definitely where that would go weird in my case because mine would go, okay, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you on? Like, are you smoking something? Or you're bugging out? And
like, hey, how you doing? Are you happy to see you? Oh my God, I'm sorry you got home so late. I know traffic was a mess. Want me to pour you some water? Are you good?
Gosh, that would be weird. I think it would be weird, but it's probably a good thing. I mean, listen, anytime we talked before, human interaction and human, is that light getting dim? Is it dimming down? Is it?
I'm thinking either that. Well, maybe we're just getting used to it.
Yeah, true. I think it's dimming down.
Okay.
It was the first time I'm running it, so I want to see how long it will last anyway. Okay. But I think anytime you have human interaction that leads to like some really, I guess response or some sort of when it's different than normal. I think complacency really gets everybody in a rhythm that while they want stimulation, they're not ready for the stimulation.
It's comfort. Comfort. You're comfortable doing one thing one way, and then when something else presents itself, you kind of don't know how to react. Like imagine when you, like take an example of you like going to work in the morning.
Yeah.
You go to work a certain way, right? You go to work a certain way. You pretty much do the same thing all the time. But let's say this one scenario happens, which you can't do that.
Right.
You have to all of a sudden figure out another way to do that. You probably start off with a little bit of panic. You probably go, whoa, okay, I can't do that. How do I get there from here? But then you figure out how to do it, and now what you've done is you've expanded the possibilities of way for you getting you to work. It's the same thing when you interact with other people. I'm not used to seeing you jump up and down when you see me.
Right. That's what I meant.
I'm not used to that. I was comfortable with you just sitting on your chair, you flicking the channels, or whatever
that's what
you're
I meant.
doing, whatever. I'm used to that. So when you jumping up and down, I'm not used to that. So now
I'm worried.
But now I'm past that. Now I'm sort of like, okay, well this is a nice thing you did. I'll take it as a nice thing you did, and I'll log it in so that the next time you do this, I won't say this is a weird thing.
Yeah, but that's
and that light is getting dimmer.
It is getting dim. I've already figured out it's not a brain aneurysm. We're getting dim, but yeah, you know what? It always lends itself to people's response to anything. Like it could be any topic, any, and how you respond kind of makes people go, huh? Why'd you say it like simple word? This is why a lot of people fall in love with texting. Okay? Because texting does not have an emotion to it.
Right.
People put emotion in it.
Right.
You said what?
Right.
Or what?
Right.
It's how you read it.
Right.
But the words are the same. So if you capitalize something, or you put exclamation point, or whatever else, or now these emojis and all that stuff, but people, honey, bring home some milk. Oh, okay, okay. Now it's, why'd you say it like that? Why'd you respond so quick? What the? There is no, it's a black and white thing, and so people. I think even the younger generation has fallen in love with the texting only because it's point blank. They're to and from. They don't want to know the in betweens. They're not interested in the jargon.
It's number one. It's safe.
Yeah, right.
So it's a safe form of communication. So I can give you information, but not tell you how I feel about that information.
Correct.
You know, so like, right. So you and I can have plans to go to lunch.
Right.
And then I can text you and say, hey, I can't make it to go to lunch, and then that's it. That's done. I'm done with that. You know. But if I was to see you, I would have to explain to you, say, hey, look, I can't do lunch. I'd have to at least let you know.
Now I'm reading into it.
Exactly.
So that's what thing is. People read into it between the lines, right? It's like, okay, well, and then the guy, and then this and that, and okay, what the fuck? Right. So, you know, again, millennials or younger generation, the text world, have just gotten over the reading between it. It's either yes or no. It's not a lot of...
Well, hopefully, but at the same time, a lot of people want to tell stories. You know, people want to give you, like I hate long texts.
I can't do it.
I hate, like, if something is more than... It should all be strictly informational.
Yes.
Informational, do this, do that.
That's it.
Can't do this, can't do that. Yep. Hey...
should be the 5.
Did you see this?
What, when,
did you see
where,
that type of thing?
Should be the 5
All
things.
of that. If I got to explain something over
like
text,
it's like a joke.
I got.
And then he said,
I get into this with my wife every once in a while. She said, "Well, you didn't respond back to me." I said, "Well, you texted me like a 2.5-page thing." I said, "I can't." I
didn't go through it all.
My answer is going to be yes or no.
Right.
And then if I just do that, you say, "Wow, I texted you all that," and then you just come back with yes or no.
I'm big on K.
Exactly. That's my favorite. Okay. Got it.
Okay. It's easy. It's simple.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful because it relays so many things. That simple response relays, okay, I got the information you gave me. I know what my appropriate response is going to be. And whatever adjustment I need to make, I'll adjust. Whatever you inferred in that information you gave me, I've accepted.
I have to own it because the accountability comes. That's what it is. Right. If I acknowledge it, that I have to own up to it. And there has been several times where I have agreed to something and went back and read the text. It was like, oh shit, I don't want to go. I didn't want to be there at 5:00. I got something else to do. So. You are correct, and sometimes the faster you respond without reading or whatever else, because people just don't read. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a huge fan. Not reading all the way, you're skimming through it, and you go, wait, oh shoot. And in my business, sometimes you have to kind of like really, I'll take someone's text, and they'll be like,
line by line.
I want the shirt to have the guy on the back and swinging from a vine in purple, but then in blue, and then and I'm like. Okay, in my head, I have a vision. I start making. I go, wait, did she say the guy is on a vine? Wait, what? Huh? Don't understand. There is something about that. I mean, there's a lot to say about plausible deniability. Right. You know what I mean? Once you kind of cement it in words, it says, yeah, well, I text this to you, and you said yes, or you said okay, or you acknowledged it. And everyone else has the, I told you. Well, remember I said, I'm like, dude, I was drinking a beer and we were in passing and you gave me a 50-word essay of the style you wanted on your garments, whatever. And I'm like, okay, so that's different. All right, cool. We'll talk about it another time. They'll call me and be like, is my shirt done? And I'm like, what? Dude, I was just as drunk as you are.
That happened to us over the weekend when we had dinner with... when we had dinner with the family.
Yeah.
Because apparently somebody said that they didn't know.
I was not the planner. However, I don't know who knew and who didn't know. So, But that's what happens, by not having, written, trackable data, because we live that way now. We live that way now. It's like answering the same thing. It's like saying, I didn't get a text, or I didn't know.
Right.
You may have said it in the thing, but I thought you knew, and I didn't know I had instructions.
Yeah, I thought
to follow.
Somebody. Right, exactly. I thought somebody else was going to say, and somebody else, and
I thought you said I'm okay, Spider. Get your shine box. I thought you said I'm all right, Spider.
Get your fucking shine box, motherfucker.
I don't do that no more. In case you didn't know.
I'm just busting your chops.
Yeah, man. So, what else is going on, man? It's just like, what's to be held this week? What is this week? I have a couple of things coming up. I have a big hotel show coming up, Jacob Javits Center.
Oh, you part of that? Or you just...
I just attend because it's in my town. Obviously, I go to the ones in Vegas and stuff, but then there's a show of parties and stuff to go to. That starts on next Sunday, so that's a week from today. This Saturday, Level 1 Entertainment will be hosting bus trip sign up.
Bus trip sign up.
Lobster
shindig.
Fest. Lobster Fest weekend last year was amazing. This year will be crazier.
Now, is there going to be lobster at the sign up?
No.
Okay.
So the flyer kind of says I made a flyer and it's too wordy, but it had to be because it's plausible deniability.
You gotta explain shit.
Right. People are like, so what you just said. So read the flyer, man. Read it. And they're like, well, 1,000 things on this flyer. I don't know what I'm doing. Just come, bring it. It's a nice little BYOB function, and it's a $20 BYOB. We'll have tons of food. We'll have some seafood gumbo, some cool stuff and stuff.
At the sign up.
At the sign up,
okay.
Yes. At the sign up. So Eats by Dre, he'll be putting out a big spread. He always does crazy stuff, and we'll be putting out some good food. And give people a sign up. We'll have the video showing from last year. This year is going to be crazy because they signed up K Swift and Talent and those guys, all those comedians. And everybody knows when they go to a Talent ski weekend or whatever, or winter weekend, they stop saying ski because there is absolutely no ski.
Nobody's skiing.
There is no slopes. There's no, if anyone thinks it's a ski trip, it's not a ski trip. It's a lobster fest. We're calling it a winter
Can you
fest.
ski there?
You can go. The mountain
is it a lodge? Is it a
it is a lodge. It's a lodge in Hunt's Landing, and the ski area is maybe about 10 minutes away.
Okay.
And the bus will take. There's a thing
if you want to go ski.
Yeah, you could go there and ski. And
do you ski?
No, I've done it a couple of times. Not very good. I did a couple of snowboarding sessions because when Ali used to live in the Poconos, we used to go all the time.
I like snowboarding more. Like I tried skiing once. I fell every inch down the hill. I fell coming off the lift.
Oh.
That just like sealed it for me because you hold up the lift and everybody does this when the lift gets held up. Who's holding up the lift?
You're that guy.
That was me.
You're that guy.
That was me holding up the lift. And since then, like we've had offers from friends say, hey, we're gonna go skiing this weekend and stuff like that. And I said, look, I'll go.
Yeah.
But I ain't skiing. I'll be like the dude. I'll be like the dude in the lounge with the turtleneck, sipping cognac.
Exactly.
Reading
Fireplace.
Edgar Allan Poe poetry. And stuff. That'll be me.
I like it for that too. I don't like the actual skiing part. I've snowboarded. Ali, Ev, and all of us went up in the hill, and I got on the snowboard, which I did okay on, but once I tipped over, I was done. And I didn't have the stomach muscles then. Now I may be a little better. I lost 30 pounds. I'm a little bit more agile, but I fell, and I just couldn't get up. I just couldn't push myself up and get it. I just clipped the things off, click, click. I just rode down on the ski board, Superman style. Came down like this. Oh. They were like, who's that guy right there? And it was like, oh, my wife was like, oh, that's my husband. Oh, my God.
Human beings are not designed to go that fast.
Well, the interesting thing
without
is...
a car around them.
Well, like when you grow up in that culture, that... There were 5-year-olds going by me like,
oh yeah, absolutely,
get out the way, old man.
Yeah, exactly. They're young kids who just like, I mean, they came out the womb skiing.
Yeah,
so they're doing the pizza pie and all that. They're getting past in, shoot.
You turn your leg.
Like me, I'm
wedge,
just trying to figure out how do I not fall again this time. Doesn't work because I must have fell like 6 or 8 times. Every single, like any thing I had on my body hurt.
Yeah.
It all hurt.
You know what I was not a fan of years ago, like in the 80s, 90s, or whatever, when like a lot of the kids who did go skiing would leave the fucking ski lift tag on their jackets.
Oh,
I hated that. I really did. I really thought it was such a social class thing where you were just trying to prove to people that you went skiing.
So you see a dude on a train in Brooklyn with a ski tag.
Like, take the fucking tag off. I mean, come on, man. I mean, are you serious? And I just remember it being it was just as bad as having a beeper with no service or fronting like your front
glasses with the frame popped out with the lens popped out.
That was a style. So that was a style.
So you can't have it both ways.
No, that's a style. That's not a receipt from something. Now having the glasses with the tag on it with the hat with the tag still on it.
Well, I hate that. That's the thing that drives me crazy.
That's the
with
same.
The hats that still have like the 50, like the still the
59,
plastic
50,
tag or whatever
yeah.
on it. That's okay. We get it. You got a hat. You bought a hat. Congratulations. Take the fucking tag off.
Mine still have the stickers on them.
Oh.
It became a style, but that's not the same as the status of it. Like I don't, You're right. You can't. Well, I guess you can't have it both ways. But with the tag, the ski lift tag was a huge thing back in the days. Like you come with these Columbia jackets, and these,
Right. Because it did look like he was sporting something. It did look like you were trying to make a statement.
Yeah. What's that?
Your ski lift tag is still on the front.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you don't see it. It's not like you didn't remember.
Big pink tag.
Right, and it's on your zipper, and it's on your.
Pink. It's big pink or orange or yellow, whatever else, and you're clearly telling everybody else, I just went skiing this weekend, and it's kind of a status thing. So I wasn't a fan of that. I really didn't like that. I really didn't like that growing up.
No, I'm not a fan of that. I haven't seen it a lot. I think
people get the picture.
I think we've grown up to a point of like some forms of douchery. That we've kind of like
Douchebag behavior.
said, hey, this is like not cool. Okay, great, you went skiing.
I know, it's fun.
Take that shit off. Now, would you like if you like got a parking ticket? Would you would you like hang your parking ticket on your jacket?
Yo, son, I got all these tickets, man.
Word, man. Yo, I paid $1,500 in tickets last year. I got caught. I got the freaking
camera.
The camera thing.
I think I just got one this morning.
Caught me. This is what I hate about this shit.
I think I just got one this morning. I'm more than positive I got one this morning.
What, you got it in the mail or?
No, I passed the light.
You passed the light.
Oh.
One of the things I hate about these shits is that when you get the notice,
Yeah.
you have no frame of reference as to how legit this shit is.
Yeah, it's fucking you in the car.
It's
you
like,
can see yourself.
No, I understand
they're pretty
that.
clear
But I just got one for something I did in September.
Right.
First week of September. I just got it in the mail about a week ago. So you're talking about like a 6-week period that passed, and now I get this traffic ticket, and the first thing that's going through my mind is I didn't pass a fucking light on the what the hell are you talking about? And it takes me a moment to go back. What was I doing? I looked at my calendar.
That's what I do. I go through my phone and look at the text.
Where was I going? Oh, okay. Well, I went to the doctor's office. Oh, yeah, that is by the doctor's office. What time was my appointment? My appointment was at 1:30. Yeah. Oh, this ticket's at like 2:05. All right. I guess this is legit. That's what throws me off. It's like there's all of a sudden you get hit with this thing. It's like, aha, you did this 6 weeks ago. Fuck you. Your initial reaction is, no, I didn't do that 6 weeks ago. And then you got to investigate.
6 weeks is a long time. They usually come 30 days. Like, I mean, they've been pretty clockwork. I get them if they come at 30 days.
And they do give you a lot of time to pay the ticket.
Yeah.
Because I have until December to pay the ticket.
I mean, listen, it's better than not having points. Getting a red light ticket is points.
It's better than getting pulled over.
It's better than getting pulled over. It's which I saw something that showed a camera in a town hooked up, and the guy the red light camera pictures, boop, and the cop would wait and then get you, and then say, hey, you just ran a light here. We just got you on tape. Yeah, you ran a light. It's like okay,
yes. Well,
so
once it goes through this process,
but they want to prove that you were the one, so they can give you the points.
That's double dipping.
Well, no, because if a cop observes you running a red light, it's a traffic infraction. The only reason you don't get points is because it says, I don't know if you were driving, though the car is getting a ticket, not the driver. And since you own the car, you are owning the ticket, and therefore there are no points. They've waived that. So now if they click it and the guy gets a we got one, and he just comes out and follows, woo! Okay, sir, you just ran that red light. And he comes out of a gas station 2 blocks down, and you're like, what? Well, I didn't see you. He goes, no, I didn't. Not that I saw you. You ran the light. I have the tape. I got the text message. So now you tell the cop, you texting and driving now?
It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. I had a cop double park to give me a ticket for double parking. So he triple parked to give me a ticket. He blocked the whole street and was like, you think you own the street? I was like, but you're blocking everyone.
You're blocking everyone.
I said, I would have moved. I said, wouldn't you have just told me, hey, buddy, you know what? Just move down so people can pass.
Right.
It's a narrow street. You're a safety. Like, what happened to safety first? That's what I go for. Is like, why do you have to be so imminent? Ha! Got you! Don't move. Freeze, motherfucker. You're getting a ticket. Why not help the people? Why not go and say, hey, man, you know what, buddy? I'm patrolling this area here. Keep it moving. Mm-hmm. And if he comes back again and say, look, I told you to move this car, I'm going to give you a ticket, you know.
Right.
What happened to courtesy and all that other stuff?
Now, translate that to the airport, to which nobody there has any kind of authority to give you a ticket or anything like that. If you
are you saying parking? Are you saying like parking?
No, I'm
your
talking
car?
about when you're waiting to pick somebody up and you're blocking up shit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You just have guys out there blowing whistles. Last time I came back from North Carolina, there's this dude out there sitting out there just blowing his whistle.
Yeah.
And nobody's moving.
Right.
So, okay, you're giving people an opportunity to say their pick up whatever, but when they say, hey, let's keep this moving, and nobody moves, that becomes ineffective. You would move if they had one of those
I would move
things that would like tag your beep, and you're tagged and
yeah.
Okay,
gotcha.
Now you got a $75 ticket, so you can stay as long as you want.
Well, I mean that. Don't give them any ideas.
No, but what I'm saying is, if the notion is to keep that moving,
Yeah.
then the threat has to be there to keep it moving.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's always there's no police. The elf on the shelf doesn't really work. People just don't fear for nothing. They this guy's gonna get me. Whatever. But you're right. If there was that, I wouldn't want that because there's always that. But he's coming. He's
right, exactly.
He's right there, and I've done it before. My wife was picking me up, and I'm like, I'm coming. I'm walking out right now. She's like, I gotta go. So I think people do have that fear of the whistle.
The whistle.
Beep, beep.
I can't even make a whistle sound.
Come on, man, just keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Die.
I know, but it's gonna die.
It's gonna die. Maybe we'll play it out.
I know. Fade to black. Yeah, man, but other than that, November is here, man. We get turkey time coming already.
Turkey time coming, and Ralph's Ices is still open.
I was just there. Well, I didn't go there, but that's where the wedding was down the block at Sandcastle. But Ralph Ice is still open.
It's still open.
And what are they open until?
Well, they close. I mean, they close at an arbitrary date, but it's usually like mid-October is when they close.
Really?
Usually mid-October they shut down for the season. But I still, at least the one across from on Hempstead Turnpike across the street where I'm at is still open.
Oh, we have the one here on Franklin. Yeah,
right.
That is. But you like those? Yeah.
Every once in a while,
Yeah,
it's like a little nostalgic thing.
Yeah, fun. They're
Get your little cheap ice and walk around, hold hands with your girl.
Yeah. I like the nautical mile for that. I like walking on the nautical mile and then going to that ice cream shop there, or the one in Long Beach. You ever been to that ice cream shop in Long Beach?
Yes.
Across the street from Minnesota's.
Yes. Oh, across the street from Minnesota's.
The restaurant Minnesota's. Maybe it's next door.
The one I'm thinking of is what's the name of? I don't know
the
Marvell.
name of it.
There's a place called Marvell.
I think it is the same
Yes.
one. The big sugar cone.
That's a great great spot. It's always crowded. There's
great
always
ice cream shop.
There's always an old guy moving traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably fucking things up more than anything else.
Probably.
We appreciate the effort, but
Yeah.
But once you're like, I got it.
Yeah, but I like that one. I like those. But then they can be expensive, man. You got these things are like
That Marvell can be
$38 for like ice cream for 4 people.
Yeah,
like,
if you get an ice cream for your family, you're gonna drop a couple bucks.
We went to a place in the Poconos when B lived out there, and man, this thing was like, it was an old school ice cream shop with the chairs and the guy with the paper hats and the, which was nice. But this thing was in the middle of the Pocono woods, like
You get a hunt for it?
Well, you had to know. You had to live there. I mean, people that live there know. And the place was jamming. It was like jukebox going. Everybody was there at night. And you drive around the Poconos, you could barely hear any. You hear crickets, and everybody lives in their houses. And their biggest thing is like going to Walmart and stocking up and staying your bunkered in your house. And have everything you need. 100 cases of water in the garage. But we went to this ice cream shop, and I was like, "This is great. This is." Great place. It's like happening. It's jumping. And when you get outside, it's like you can't even see because they don't have street lights.
There's no street lights or anything.
And I'm like, how the fuck are you guys just out, like not afraid of something just coming out of the bushes? And then he said, well, you gotta be a bad motherfucker to walk around in these dark bushes by yourself. Like,
by yourself.
Right, you'd have to be crazy. So
That'd be great. Like you just walk in and all of a sudden you just hear feet.
No, I don't want to get that.
There's a place in Massapequa called Krish's.
Yeah.
That's a nice ice cream shop. It's they make their own ice cream. They make their own. I think they make their own like candy too. Like they have chocolate and then they make their own stuff too. And it's great. Like I mean, it's a diner, so you can get like burgers and stuff like that. Diner food
I
and
like
whatnot.
that kind of.
But last time we went there, I just went there for an apple pie with some ice cream. So
Can we go back to that again?
Back to apple pie again. And they make it themselves.
Oh man, nothing better than that. So yeah, man, I think what, hour and a half? Not bad.
A buck and a half?
Buck and a half.
Buck and a half's fine.
Buck and a
With
half
the
is fine.
failing light, so we know we
Feeling
got
light
at
now. I
least-
know to charge this thing
you
up a
know.
little more, or maybe I'll try to plug a hard light into it. But
We'll get hey, we're moving. We're
yeah. Love it. So great talking to you.
It was great talking to you.
Have a blessed week.
Have a blessed week to you too, sir.
And to everybody else, don't forget to tune in if you haven't seen episodes 1 through 8 yet. Be our guest. Go back. Binge watch. You can binge watch.
Binge.
Binge watch. But click on the link, subscribe, like, comment, share, and we'll see you next episode.
All right.
Peace.
Out.
Hey, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to 2 Bros Podcast. We want you to subscribe, like, share, and leave your comments. This is what you get. Drama. How about that?